Stay tuned and let's check out this Marvel Legends Disney Plus Infinity Ultron, Sharon Carter. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, you can now hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Disney Plus Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure Wave, Sharon Carter, aka the Power Broker. Now I know I'm probably one of 3 people that actually wants to add Sharon to our ever expanding MCU collection, but let me explain. Firstly, I love adding new characters we've never had before in figure form, like Sharon Carter, at least not in the MCU. And Agent 13 here did have a role to play in one of my favourite MCU movies, Captain America the Winter Soldier. So I was happy to see her pop back up in a bigger role as the Power Broker in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I'm assuming she will have a bigger role to play moving forward, whether it be in Armor Wars or Secret Invasion or who knows where, as she is definitely pulling some strings behind the scenes. Has she infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D.? Is she a Skrull? We shall find out, but I'm happy to add the figure all the same. She comes with the Build-A-Figure head for Infinity Ultron as well as his lance. Then she comes with an interchangeable set of hands, a baton and then a knife. Quite a nice civilian look. The likeness looks alright as well. On the side we get her with her hood up, that same image on the back. Seeing that, it would have been nice to have an interchangeable sort of hood up accessory, but they're teasing us. We also get a write-up that reads, "In hiding after breaking the Sokovia Accords, Sharon Carter inevitably finds herself entangled in Sam and Bucky's globe-trotting fight." And then as always, you get a list of all the figures in this wave you need to complete the Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure. Today we're reviewing Sharon Carter. And I've just realised that may be the last time I do that, considering we're moving to plastic-free packaging. Sad times, but let's get her open. Here we have Sharon out of the packaging with all of her accessories. And as I said, she comes with the last Build-A-Figure pieces we need to build the Infinity Ultron. So you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel and come back, as we will be reviewing him next. Now, the head's smaller than I expected, but his lance is massive. Literally, that plugs in there like so, and it makes it massive, bigger than my screen. So we shall see that very shortly. Let's focus on Sharon today. Let me get out the tape measure first and foremost. As you can see, she's about 6¼ inches, which is perfect Marvel Legends scale. And I do think, first things first, she is like a perfect civilian sort of body that you could do plenty of head swaps with. But Sharon Carter in the series looked like this. She had a jacket, she had a hoodie on underneath, and she's a civilian character. So I don't need a super dynamic, super posable action figure if that's not how she was represented in the show. This will do me nicely. It's all about having that actress portrayed in figure form to add to that expanding universe there. And she does come with some weaponry, some fisted hands, because we know she's not scared to get into a fight now. So let's zoom in and take a look at that likeness. Starting up top with the head sculpt, I actually think they've captured the likeness pretty well here. In the MCU, Sharon Carter is played by the actress Emily Van Camp, and I promise you, in person, in hand, the likeness is much better than it seems to be coming across on screen. Maybe my lighting's a little bit too harsh, but I promise you, from certain angles, they've captured it really well. So I actually really like it. Again, I do think the digital face printing tech is the way to go when the action figure is representing like a real life actor or actress rather than like a comic figure, for example. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. I think it looks pretty good. She has got a little bit of shading in the hair. You can see her roots are a little bit darker there. Other than that though, the hair is all blonde. You can see it draped over the front with some curls, and then around to the side you can see it sort of laying over the hood there. So it's going to limit the head articulation as it is on a dumbbell. But other than that, it's nicely sculpted with a little bit of shading with the roots coming down. But yeah, overall it's a nice head sculpt, nice representation of Sharon Carter, aka Emily Van Camp. Now let me zoom out and we can take a look at the rest of the figure. Now, underneath the green jacket, you've got the blue navy hoodie, which has the hood on top. So as I said, if you took off the head, you would be able to take off both jackets and maybe remove the hoodie if you wanted a bit more articulation on the head. However, for me, I actually quite like the layered look. That's how it was portrayed in the show. show, so I prefer that on my action figure. I don't mind sacrificing the head articulation. I don't need her looking up that desperately anyway. But I tell you what I do need her to be able to touch her own face. Now, earlier on I said that I don't mind figures not having the best articulation if they don't require it. Now, even Sharon Carter can touch her face. So I do think in 2022, when a figure doesn't get double jointed elbows, it is now very obvious. So yeah, it's a shame that the poor woman can't even touch her face. So yeah, that is limiting, which is frustrating. Other than that though, the jacket does look nice. It's a nice dark green with the gold buttons punched in with the navy blue hoodie underneath. And then underneath both of them, you've just got a black tank top with that sort of diaphragm cut there. That's where you're going to get your swivel, of course. Not so much back because the jacket limits that, but you do get a little bit forward, but not a lot. It's all about just the rotation. So yeah, unfortunately, the whole upper area of this figure is quite limiting. Down to the legs though, you've got the thigh cut. The legs will go out pretty far, to be fair, no complaints there. And as you can see, we have got double jointed knees, but they do have the pins in, which again is unfortunate. So this figure was very nearly pinless, but not quite. She does kick her own arse though all day long, no problem there at all. There is a sort of more of a shimmer to the boots, and it looks like there should be a boot cut there, but it is not. The leg is all one piece from the knee all the way down, but she does have ankle pivot and rocker, so no issues there. Double jointed knees, as I said, and then the sort of thigh cut. So the range for the legs ain't bad at all, to be fair. A little bit gummy there. I didn't like that. Yeah, that's not good, is it? Yeah, I don't like that. I am happy to add Sharon to the shelf, as I said, and to be honest, she's probably just going to be standing there school photo style, so I'm not too mad about it. However, I can understand how people that want to do ACBA or get her into some cool poses, this figure may be a little bit frustrating. But if you pop her head off, you've got a nice female sort of civilian body with a jacket, so you could use that. But out of the package, she comes with two open grippy hands, and that is because she has weapons. Sharon Carter will indeed cut you. So she's got like a sort of black machete sort of knife here. Now there is actually no paint detail on this at all. It is just a black piece of plastic cut to be a knife, but she will hold it pretty well, to be fair, and obviously does look like a knife in her hand, but nowhere to holster it, but she will carry that. And then the other hand is a baton, which I do remember her using at that sort of shipping container scene in the show, and that sort of is extended here, but it won't flatten down. It is solid, stuck like that. It's got a black handle, but it has got a nice sort of chrome finish to it with a little bit of sculpted detail in there. But other than that, I actually quite like this baton for Sharon Carter. I remember her using that more so than her using the knife. But again, this is where unfortunately the single jointed elbows will limit some cool poses. But still, again, for a neutral sort of looking Sharon Carter just holding a weapon, it's not bad at all. But of course, we now know that Sharon Carter has been training in Madripoor, and she doesn't need weapons because she comes with a set of fisted hands, so Sharon Carter can get herself into some fisticuffs, no problem at all. And again, I think fisted hands should come with every Marvel Legend as standard for fighting poses or just for a nice, simple, neutral pose. Moving into some comparisons now for Sharon Carter, aka the Power Broker. I guess that only makes sense to firstly show Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or should I say Captain America and Bucky Barnes, and as you can see, she fits in with these very nicely. Here we have some more characters that debuted in figure form thanks to that Disney Plus TV show with Sharon Carter. Here we have Baron Zemo and the former Captain America, John Walker. And let's bring everyone back in for a quick group shot from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and see Sharon Carter fits in beautifully, and she will look great on a display. Here we have some more MCU females that like green, whether it would be jacket or skin, as we have She-Hulk and Sylvie. Here we have Sharon compared to two Hawkeyes with Clint and Kate. Here we have Sharon compared to a couple of future young Avengers with Miss Marvel and America Chavez. And to wrap up, here we have Sharon Carter compared to Frogman, Tigra and White Rabbit. And last but absolutely never least, here we have Captain Britain and Hal Fire Hank. So, final thoughts of this Marvel Legends Disney Plus Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure Wave, Sharon Carter, aka the Power Broker. Now, I say that sarcastically, but I am genuinely curious to see where she pops up in the MCU next, and I'm very happy to have Sharon Agent 13 in plastic for our expanding MCU collection. I'm the type of guy that would take anybody that's been on screen in plastic though, so I am obviously the go-to market for this one. I actually think it represents her look from the Disney Plus show really well too. I just think it lacks in articulation. Some double jointed elbows on this would really make the figure a hell of a lot better, because overall the likeness to Emily Van Camp in person is really, really nice. And she does come with a few accessories, yes, in one set of interchangeable hand and some weapons, but it's more than some figures we've been getting recently. So again, add some double jointed elbows on here, it would really make a difference. But overall, I still like it. But I'm a sucker for this type of stuff. You let me know what you think in the comments below, as always. And if you like Marvel Legends, then you're in the right place. Check out the videos tab, find the playlists, but most importantly, please, 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 hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much, much appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram, it's Dan Who, or on Twitter as well, Dan Who Reviews. And until then, people, my name is Dan W, and I will, of course, see you on the next one.